Get all my resources, get my opener going. Just continue into my burst right there. Breath, and hope that things crit. And then my big abilities like my Frostwind's Fury should crit for a ton. 100k didn't crit. But we're doing, oh my god, what is this damage? Oh my god. 50k burst opener. Alrighty then. Hey guys, how's it going? Checking out some Frost Death Knight on the patch 8.2 PTR. Kinda wanted to take a look at where Frost Death Knight's again heading towards. There was a couple of videos I wanted to make when it comes to class stuff, but I've held off from those videos, which is kind of about the lack of class changes I got a feeling for. I decided, you know what, let's just dive into everything that patch 8.2 has to offer and try everything that they have. Let's talk about the Frost Death Knight. It's the class that I actually really want some massive, amazing changes to come to. I really want Frost Death Knights to be good again. I mean, I guess technically they are fine as they are right now, but I'm not a huge fan of the Breath of Sindragosa playstyle, to be honest. And I wanted to take a look at some of the changes for Frost DK. They updated a few things, and I want to kind of mess around with the necklace stuff to see if I can make some crazy, incredible burst or make the specs feel a little bit better if, let's say, you don't want to play Breath of Sindragosa. What did they change to Frost Death Knights before we get into like some of the other changes that I would really want to test? They changed up their Runic empowerment. Now it's a 2% chance to proc, so it should have a lot more you should be able to cycle through your abilities a little bit faster as a Frost DK. They also increased the cost of Breath of Sindragosa in terms of the runic power that you spend for it. So the ability itself, you should be able to get a lot more obliterates and have a faster overall rotation. So during breath, you'll be able to get more obliterates in. That's nice. Your rotation outside of breath should also be pretty solid. Like, you should have less downtime in your rotation in your abilities. Like, for example, I'll just be building up a bunch of Frost Strike, and every time I use Frost Strike, higher chances for me to get my obliterates back faster. So overall, this doesn't feel bad. I'm also not like a Frost Death Knight extraordinaire by any measure. Oh, big damage, big damage. Now, there's also a lot of these Azerite necklace stuff that we got. There's a lot of them, and I don't really know which one is going to be best. Let's say for this breath build. I do like some of these. They're really unique and cool, and they are changing them constantly. Like, for example, Vision of Perfection, you have a pretty high chance to get Empower Runic Weapon. First of all, it reduces the cooldown of Empower Runic Weapon, so you can use it out more often. And you have a chance to gain Empower Rune Weapon pretty regularly throughout your rotation. I think that's actually really cool. World Vein Boon allows you a bunch of extra stats if you use it. Unbound Force plays around with a critical strike and give you 100% crit for a short moment with your Frost Death Knight, which can be cool. Crucible Flame feels like just a random rotational ability you can use as a filler in order to get you a lot of damage output. I think that could actually be pretty good with Frost Death Knight because of all the different modifiers for strength and damage increases. Reality Shift is weird. Don't really know if it's a DPS one. That's decent AoE thing. That's a really good passive. Can I implore passives? I can't do passives anymore. Attune yourself with the Heart of Azeroth, increasing your runic power generation rate by 100. That one is very interesting with 100% runic power generation. Oh, this could be insane for your Breath of Sindragosa, actually. So let's go with this one because I feel like that'll be the best choice for my breath. We're gonna get us set up using all of our runes in order to get ourselves as much of the resources here. We're gonna hit it once. Now, runic power generation forever. Just spam Obliterate the whole time. And we're just gonna spam it some more, spam it some more, spam it some more, spam it some more. Big breath, big chain. 34. Wait, we're still breathing. We're still breathing. Wait, we're still breathing. Wait, do we ever stop breathing? Wait, it's still going. It's still going. Gonna get it. No. That's about as strong as it could make that breath, or as long as it could make that breath happen. What about passive? Your spells and abilities have a chance to refund runic power you spend on them. Oh, so you can actually get a lot more Frost Strikes in there. Oh my god, this is insane. This lets you play around with your resources much easier as a Death Knight. I would feel like you would have consistent amount of obliterates for literally ever. Kind of incredible, actually. I'm surprised I'm not doing more damage. But then again, most of my damage is with the breath, and I already did that. I already did breathe out as much as I could, so I did the maximum potential that I could output. I guess also if you're wondering what gear I got, I'll skim over that very quickly so Frost Death Knight can tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong at a later time. But I just went and copied off of, I believe it was Icy Veins, one of the best in slots. The best traits that you're supposed to have. I know Icy Veins is not the greatest website. It's pretty generally good in most areas, but it's not the greatest, I would say, overall, or anything like that. Wow, that was insane. I just breathe forever. I could just breathe forever. And I don't have any kind of enchants here. I have the base enchants here on my weapons. Which, this one's cool. I like the passive for this one. Your spells and abilities have a chance to refund runic power spent on them. And that's pretty good. That's 50% chance to refund runic power, which refunds my runes, which plays really well together. So this, I feel like, makes Frost Death Knights a little bit better. A little bit, interesting. I don't know if this, I feel like this effect might be a little bit too strong. The amount of runic power you generate might be a little bit too big. I mean, I could see maybe in something like PvP with transfusion just continues death strikes, never die ever, just death strikes all day. Yeah, I feel like I already generate my resources just fine. I love the passive though, so that's something I would actually love to use in this slot, but for some reason this slot doesn't work anymore, so all I can do is change the middle one. Let's go for maybe something like Condensed Life. This is kind of a long one. Calls upon Azeroth to summon a Guardian to aid you in combat for 20 seconds. Each time you Azerite spike deals damage, the cooldown of Condensed Life is reduced by 20 seconds. Each time Guardian of Azeroth casts a spell, you gain haste. Stack it up 5 times. When an Azerite spike deals damage, all damage you deal against the target is increased by 10% for 6 seconds. So they changed it from 50% to 10. Maybe something like Blood of the Enemy would be better. My abilities are more likely to crit, and the crits do more damage. Let's try with the Blood of the Enemy. This could be really good, I think. So let me get all my resources, get my opener going. Just continue into my burst right there. Breath. Into as many obliterates as I humanly can. And hope that things crit. And then my big abilities like my Frostwind's Fury should crit for a ton. 100k didn't crit. But we're doing, oh my god, what is this damage? Oh my god. 50k burst opener. Alright, game. Okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Well, this, of course, capitalizes on the idea that Frost Death Knight is all about the big damage, so you're trying to kind of do the one-shotty thing for it. So, Blood of the Enemy definitely feels like a... I just wasted a rune there just now. But Blood of the Enemy definitely plays so well into this playstyle. Although what I never liked about certain classes is how after you burst, your damage just like skyrockets downwards. The amount of melees and obliterates are starting to catch up a little, but I don't think I'll ever be able to achieve the similar amount of damage. So I feel like it's going to cap out at about 25k, 30k or so. And I can maybe maintain it around there, but that burst opener at 50k single target is incredibly nuts. Cold Hard hit for 164 and a crit. What about my Frostwind's Fury? It didn't crit, it hit for only 100. So imagine if it crit 200. Like, burst would have been higher. But yeah, this is insane. Wow, this is crazy. This actually plays super well with this playstyle. I don't really know if this is... What would be better? Actually, I feel like that might be the ultimate best one. Now, what else would be good? Call down Mother Beam to obliterate damage and proc chance to deal random fire damage. That's always nice. But I can't really think of anything else. Unbound Force, that one is okay, but... did they change this? Is this better? I almost want to mess with it. Hold on. I want to see how good this is. And I kind of want to just try to stack it up for as high as I can. With my pillar. We're going to pop that. Then we're going to Chain of Ice maybe. I want to see what does more damage. Oh, that actually did quite a bit of damage. Unbound Force did about 100k. Cold Hard did about 100k. So it's basically a cold Chain of Ice, but on a 45-second cooldown. I do like this extra effect though. You gain stacks every time you don't crit. Upon reaching 20 stacks, you gain 100% crit. So it's kind of cool actually. Oh, your Frost Strike counts as 2 abilities for some reason though. It's like I hit Obliterate. That crit. Frost Strike gives me 2. It's because technically my Obliterate should hit with 2 weapons too, right? Here we go. Now I have 100% crit for a bit. That's pretty cool. I like little stuff like that, and I feel like that'd be kind of cool for the playstyle. Vision of Perfection. This could be really good. Your spells and abilities have a chance to activate Empower Rune Weapon for 35% of its base duration. Now, I want to start playing around with non-Breathless and Dragosa build. Maybe like Icecap. Frost Strike and Obliterate critical strikes. Reduce the main cooldown of your Pillar of Frost. What if we could have basically perpetual optimum Pillar of Frost, and we could have a bunch of our Empower Rune weapons procking. So your spells and abilities have a 35% chance to proc the weapon, Empower Rune weapon, and reduces the cooldown of it. So we have like 1.7 minute cooldown, 45-second cooldown with... What if we could play this cooldown reduction game? You know, what if we could just play this cooldown reduction game? I don't know if that's the opener you would want to use if you are playing this playstyle. But we're going to try to get as many crits as we can. Try to get as many abilities in there. And we are going to play as if we're going through a rotation. And I'm already having second thoughts about it in damage numbers. We do get the big chunk of our damage just now. How are we doing on our... I think I'm capping on runes way too much. Oh my god. Well, now I can definitely feel... Oh my goodness, I get Runic Empower Rune Weapon, I think. Maybe that's why I have like so many resources to spend. Holy crap, this feels smooth. Okay, we're just gonna pop that here. Get more Obliterates in there. More Obliterates. We need to get that Rhyme proc. Too much Runic power as well. Let's get a Chain of Ice in there to prolong with the damage that we got. We're actually maintaining a solid 22k DPS. And we got that Empower Rune Weapon happening. With the proc for the Ice. The Strength proc for Empower Rune Weapon. And we're about to get our, what is it called? Pillar of Frost back very soon. Let's go for this crit. Pillar of Frost now. Capping out on Ruins. Need to get more Obliterates in there. Capping out on Ruins again. This is where I actually feel like you might want to play Remorseless Winter. And now that we got the full strength bonus of Icy Citadel, I think this is where we want to have most of our damage happen, to be honest. For more sustaining build. But holding a respectable 20k without any kind of buffs that you would have in a raid, without Bloodthirst at all, we get Empower Rune Weapon again, and just so many resources. We got a Pillar of Frost back up. Wait, we're just rotating through cooldowns so quickly with this. We are going down towards that 19k DPS mark, but it's okay. We're gonna get most of our damage here in just a bit. How are we doing? Are we getting any more procs? Are we getting our, it looks like Pillar of Frost is coming off cooldown just a bit. And Pillar of Frost is back. Can we get that, maybe Empower Rune Weapon to proc with us? So we can get the resources wazoo. We're just gonna go Obliterate some more. We're gonna hold on. I guess we're gonna use Frost Strikes whenever we don't have anything else to do. Big Chain of Ice. Let me get those resources back up. And a bunch of Obliterates. While my Icy Citadel is pumping damage. With all the extra resources I'm getting. Wow, you can actually kind of, sort of. I mean, you're not going to have a spike of damage with Breath playstyle, but you definitely do have some sort of a respectable playstyle without Breath. Makes you wonder if maybe there's a playstyle with Obliterate spec. Yeah, with how many abilities and resources I was cycling through, maybe something like a Gathering Storm build might be better for the consistency. In terms of how much strength do you get, actually? Hold on. Let me see where your strength caps out with your Pillar of Frost. So it's about 10k, 10k. I can maybe get it to like 22% is what I usually get it. Oh, it's actually 22%. Yeah, that's usually where I end up capping it out at. Yeah, I reached 26. So 10k, and you get 12k just for Icy Citadel. So this is where you want most of your damage to really happen, because you'll actually get even more strength. So it's almost like a really rampy strength, where at the end of it, at the end of that line, you actually want it to be the highest. When you think about it. Maybe we could try something different. Maybe instead of Cold Heart, we're going to go for that Icy Talons, because we are going to be spending a lot of Runic power. Maybe we could go for that Murderous Efficiency, since should be generating a lot of Runic power, really, or runes, a lot of runes. We can go for that Gathering Storm, I guess. That would be interesting. And with Obliteration, we'll be able to get a lot of Obliterates and runes spent for Gathering. I wonder if I want to use Gathering in the opener or not, actually, when you think about this. And what are we gonna do for our trait here? Blood of the Enemy could be good because of all the crits that we get, but I don't think it'll be as good as massive burst damage with Breath. So something more consistent might be better. Vision of Perfection is not terrible for that consistency. Memory of Lucid Dreams, we're gonna have a lot of Frost Strikes. We're gonna have a lot of Runic power anyway. Concentrate energy into Heart of Azeroth, immediately causing 3 shards to erupt. That could be actually really good for our burst. What this will do is basically grant us primary stats. So I don't really know when I want to use it. I definitely want to use it towards the end of my burst. Since I don't have Cold Heart, I don't need to worry about anything else really in terms of my playstyle. Are we gonna just open up with Empower Runic Weapon to get the haste, Pillar of Frost to get the damage rolling, get the Remorseless Winter, then Cycle between Obliterate, Frost Strikes, or Obliterate Howling Blast to get it as high as we can. And then towards the end, I think I want to drop down World Vein Boon. Or maybe I want to drop it down at the beginning. How long does this last though? That is the question. How long do these things last? Every 1 to 25 shards, I don't even know. 18 seconds. So let me drop down towards the end. I'll just find a moment where I can like use it, okay? We'll just try this. Again, not a Frost DK main, so I'm just kind of trying things here. We're gonna get the rapid fire build going though. Let's drop down the World Vein Boon. We're gonna make sure we get a bunch of procs with our obliterates back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Obliterate. Here we go, obliterate. Make sure we get the auto attack speed buff here. Another obliterate. Auto attack speed buff here. Another obliterate. We get how much more stats? That's not actually a lot of strength when you think about it. And I guess there's nothing else to do there again, so we'll just do the auto attack speed. Get that obliterate in there. Kind of want the auto attack speed. We're gonna lose out auto attack speed because I'm back to the rapid fire. Yeah, this is kind of hard to juggle actually. Yeah, this is actually kind of hard to juggle. I don't really know if I like Icy Talons that much. It's probably incredibly good if you can maintain it the whole time. But I'm just really bad at maintaining stuff like that. So I just don't have resources. I want to get an obliterate towards the end. I just didn't have resources to work with. That's too... Yeah, I don't know. What about buffs Blizzard gave Frost with your resources, quote unquote? Like, again, nothing to press. Unless I was prepared there. There was nothing I could have pressed there. Yeah, that definitely felt a little bit awkward. Yeah, I didn't feel like the power of this was all that strong. What is the uptime on that, actually? Alright, I think it's time to cap it off with another another breath set up by the Frost DK. We'll wait for our Cold Heart to stack up because, oh man, this actually feels kind of fun. Like the things you can do with this necklace stuff, especially with Frost DK, knowing like, okay, it's a bursty spec, it does a lot of damage in a very little time. And if you do try to make like a sustain E build, the necklace lets you. It's kind of like a spell that works for everybody, so it's not personalized for the Death Knight. But it's still kind of fun to find ways to use the passives or the actives of the abilities to try to make a build. I'm surprised I haven't been spending a lot of time on PTR on my Outlaw, Assassin of Subtlety. I'm more interested in just, I want to see if Frost is decent. Let's use all the tools we got. I might actually from here on, might go and look at some of the other specs, really dive them deep like I did with the Frost here to show you guys what I can do in terms of damage and the output. I'll probably cut this out for like, I'll probably cut this to like the highlights of the best parts. Here we go, and up and at them, up, just press spam and obliterates unless I got something else to press here. More obliterates, big breath, big chain. Oh, big damage, big damage, big damage. What is this? What is this? Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Lordy, lordy. Is this going to make Frost good again? Because Frost has been kind of on the sidelines. But to be able to... If Frost Death Knight feels like it's a sprint, it feels like you're in a perpetual sprint. Also, my obliterates are doing 18k. Actual maximum hit for 22k. Oh my god, this could be so good. I do wonder if maybe there's a better build with obliterates and all that stuff. Oh my god, the amount of damage you output on a single target. What am I gonna do on an AoE? Wait. We can test this. Alright, here we go. This is gonna be the big one. The biggest damage. We are gonna set up. Yeah, we got all the dots for everybody. So we're gonna basically go through our normal playstyle here. But we are gonna be AoEing them. I don't know how many of them I'm hitting. But hopefully I'm hitting more than one. I'm not gonna be able to get my big dragon airstrike after this, really. Until later. 71k. 75k, call it even. So if you wanted to be a Frost Death Knight that wants to hit one enemy the whole time like a boss and lightly lightly cleave the adds, then yeah, this is pretty good. I like it. Maybe this is where Frost Death Knight is just gonna do. Gonna be all about the big damage, saving the big one shot for the adds and the boss, and you know, getting as much mastery off of this as possible, which is actually a very weak amount of mastery. Only like 122, and that's so weak actually. But yeah, if this is gonna be Frost Death Knight, this could actually potentially work. At least I want to say. And this is me actually being positive about Death Knights, because so far I've been kind of negative about them. Maintaining 43k DPS on 3 target fight. If you ever get like 3 bosses stacked together, I feel like there's not going to be a class that can beat Frost Death Knight. Imagine if that boss even has a phase when it's just they take more damage than usual. Oh yeah, it's going to be Frost all day. Is this guy using something for the necklace? Can we see what necklace stuff they use? I really wish they added an option where you could see like what Azerite pieces they use. I mean, I guess you can look at the specs. He does have blood of the enemy, and he's not in melee to be able to use it, but he does have a nice crit strike that you can use from it. Then we need to add a thing where you can see it, so you can like compare, right? You're like, let's say, oh, I'm using one, and this guy is using the other. Let's say there's another Frost Death Knight. Let's say this guy's a Frost Deek, and I'm like, you know, hidden chain dummy, I can't do any damage. But when he's hidden chain dummy, I'm like, oh, what does he use? What is his gear? What does he got? And I can just like look at his necklace and be like, oh man, maybe I'm running the wrong one. Maybe this guy knows something I don't. Be like, hey man, what's your neck thing? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather be able to just to see it for myself. I think that's one of the things that could definitely add to the whole 8.2 stuff. You know, for someone who is not a huge fan of Breath of Sindragosa, and I'm still would rather have Frost Death Knight a different playstyle where you didn't have to have an all-in collapsing rotation, at least for PvE. While I won't like that myself, I do like the fact that Blizzard wants to enhance those playstyles. And so while it's not a playstyle that's my favorite, I like that Blizzard is making it more efficient, or letting you make that playstyle more efficient, with some like Blood of the Enemy being incredibly powerful, but also having some, you know, fun ways like Memory of Lucid Dreams, where you could just continually breathe on the enemy. It's hilarious. And yeah, one of the things I think Frost Death Knight needs though, and a buddy of mine that plays Death Knight, he's been in Death Knight main forever, is I feel like Frost needs to have a way to spend your runic power for AoE. Remorseless Wind is kind of a shitty ability. It kind of sucks, to be honest. It does do more damage for AoE. Your breath does a lot of damage for AoE. Glacial Advance I feel like needs to be a much more powerful of an ability. Or Frost DK needs to have another ability, maybe not Glacial Advance, maybe Glacial Advance as a baseline ability to spend our runic power on for AoE. Because all we have baseline is Frost Strike. And that's it. Our AoE is supposed to be Remorseless Winter and maintain dots on everybody. But it's not that good, so you need Breath, you need something like Frostworm's Fury, you need other toolkits like Frost Scythe in order to gain that AoE. So imagine if we had Frost Scythe, and if Glacial Advance was good, spend runes with Frost Scythe, runic power with Glacial Advance, you would actually have a pretty good playstyle for the AoE aspect of the game. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see all of you in the next one.